What's good, Chiefs Kingdom, and welcome back to the Water Boys channel. As today I will be covering basically all the Kansas City rumors that happened today, and I got in time for one signing that finally struck before tomorrow, so I'm going to dive into that. But before I do dive into all that, please be sure to subscribe to the channel and like this video, as I will keep you up to date on this crazy free agency action that's revolving around the NFL and around Kansas City. But further ado, let's dive right in. So before preparing for this video, I was basically just going to dive in all the rumors on who's potentially coming to KC, who they're interested in, because really, KC hasn't had no action in signing anyone, and then basically 30 minutes before I'm about to make this video, KC signed someone. It's actually a really good signing in Justin Reid from Houston. A 3-year contract, $31 million, $20 million guaranteed, and I think this is a big signing because it depends on how you feel, honestly. It's bittersweet, definitely for me on my end, because with this signing, that means unfortunately the Tyrann Mathieu era has ended in KC, so he will be looking for a new home next year. And as a Chiefs Kingdom should be, they should be really appreciative. I know it kind of got rocky towards the end because of all the Twitter rants he was doing, and just didn't seem like he was appreciative of Kansas City whatsoever. And I get it because it's a business. As reported too, he wasn't even offered a contract, so I get how that hurts when you brought this city a championship when we haven't had one in 50 years and they're ready to move on. But like I said, it's a business, so I can see how feelings get hurt, and then the fans also get involved too. But I'm going to remember him for the 3 years that he was here, because he's probably one of the best free agent signings KC has ever had, and he's taken us to a couple Super Bowls, won one. His whole career here, he's taken us to an AFC championship, literally turned that defense around from when we struggled in the past, filled in Eric Berry's shoes and then some. So I'm appreciative of him. I think everyone in Chiefs Kingdom should be, because if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have a Super Bowl. But we have to turn the chapter, and that chapter is now Justin Reid. And honestly, a really good signing, like I mentioned. 25 years old. And this is what's going to happen too. And I already see it going to break down, because you're going to see Tyrann Mathieu probably sign around the same deal, maybe a little cheaper than what Justin Reid did. And then you're going to see a lot of people be like, why didn't we sign Honey Badger? Age is a huge thing here. Yeah, they'll both be probably around 3-year deals and the same thing. But with Reid, he's 25, so you can extend him. He can literally be your future on that defense, which Honey Badger, he would just be playing out his career. And you don't know with these players going past 30 how they're going to be. Not saying Tyrann can't be great, because we know he probably will be, but KC's got to look for the future. That's what they did with the Eric Berry in the past too. Instead of not pushing forward and re-signing him, even though he was coming off multiple injuries, Chiefs fans were begging for the Berry in Houston to keep going. They went with Tyrann. This organization knows that when it's time to turn a chapter, they do. So I'm going to trust in them. And also, I think this is a brilliant move. Like I said, 25 years old. Very good contract too. I don't know the official details as yearly wise, but it looks like it's around $10.5 million, which is really good, because it looked like halfway through this year, we might have been paying Tyrann around $14 to $15 million because he wanted top dollar. He probably won't get that, but that's what he was commanding for KC. That's why KC let him hit that market. So they save a bunch of money there. And also too, it also opens up what you can do with that draft pick. I would still like to look into a Daxton Hill, but you got a Reid, you got a Thornhill. Who knows? You can do anything now. Cornerback, edge rusher, maybe number 2 receiver. We'll dive into that too with all the rumors going on. I just think this is a solid pickup. He's a great tackler, hard-hitting tackler. In his 4 years, he gets around the ball too. Excuse me. If it wasn't for even pass breakups, he has 7 interceptions in his careers. You got to think, it might not sound like a lot, but basically in all those years, besides the first couple, maybe even the first one, when I think, what was it, the only one where KC like throttled him in the playoffs? And that's what a lot of Chiefs fans are going to remember, his first year when Kelsey went off on him. Don't let that image stick in your head, because he's changed so much, he's grown so much. But even with the terrible organization and bad play, he still always showed up. He looks like a team leader, 25, growing into his own. He's someone you can depend on in the future, and I think this is a solid signing. Not a lot of KC Chiefs fans thought, And if you're going to switch the chapter from a Tyron to a Justin Reid, I think that's a good page to turn over to. Now let's move on forward, and I'm just going to jump into this. Chiefs fans, like I mentioned, we got to be patient. There's not been one free agency that I can recall where KC goes ham, they go hard on day one. They let the free agency level playing field get level. They let it do what it needs to do. They're not ones to be throwing top dollars at people and things like that. I know, I really wanted JC Jackson. It sucks he went to the Chargers. But again, KC has a plan. They never want to overspend, and that's what day one of free agency is, overspending. Not saying the Chargers didn't overspend, because honestly, I would have loved KC to be in that position to pay JC Jackson $17 million a year. But KC's got to remodel this defense in a way that they can go through year in and year out and not be in cap hell. So I totally get where they're coming from and not spending day one. They've never done it. I can't recall. Even with Joe Tooney and Orlando Brown, and even being in the running for Trent Williams last year, that was throughout free agency. That was not day one. Sammy Watkins, that wasn't day one. That was day 2 or 3. They make their noise later in free agency. Remember, free agency isn't day one. But day one did have KC rumors, and what we're going to do, we're going to dive into some of them. There wasn't too many, and like Justin Reid, he wasn't even a rumor. It just happened. So KC, they move quietly and they make things happen. But let's go to the rumors that we have heard, and it's going to revolve the number 2 wide receiver. We knew it was. We knew that's a need. We knew if this offense wants to be successful, that's the target position they need to go after. And there was 3 names they looked after. Actually, 4. Allen Robinson, surprise. Like I said, KC, they surprise people with the people they're after. And we always hoped an Allen Robinson would come to KC, and it's still iffy on what it can be, because his name was mentioned with the Chiefs, Jaguars, and Lions. And of course, the Chiefs seems like the most appealing place to be. Then the Jaguars went stupid. Like, they paid Christian Kirk up the ass. Like, a receiver that's never broke 1,000 yards to make almost $18 million a year. I'll comment on that in another video, but that might have hurt Casey's chances with Allen Robinson. I sure hope not, but it seems like Jaguars are out of the running there. They also signed Zay Jones, so it seems like Allen Robinson isn't going back to Jacksonville. So right now, it leaves the Lions and Chiefs. There's probably another team underrated that no one's mentioning, but Chiefs seem like the spot. So it depends if they get the right offer and things like that. And a lot of people didn't think Chiefs would be the spot because Matt Nagy, the Chicago connection, and he never gave him the ball. Maybe that's not how this was panned out to be and how everything's supposed to go. Maybe they both planned this so they can both come to KC this year. You never know. I highly doubt it is, but that would be a good scheme to go back to a winning team and try to get a Super Bowl. But Allen Robinson would definitely be one of the fun options in KC. And honestly, we'll jump to the next one. He got cut today. We knew he was going to get cut because his contract was too high in Cleveland. They went and got Amari Cooper. They're still looking for a number 2. But Jarvis Landry, he's out there. He's free. And honestly, I see a lot of hate on Jarvis Landry just because he's slow. But have you guys really watched the tapes and the highlights? This guy is a playmaker. He is a leader. Yeah, he runs a slow 40. What be of it? He knows how to catch the ball in critical situations. He's a good possession receiver, and he knows how to move the ball upfield. He's sure-handed as well. Yes, he did deal with injuries throughout last year, so that's something to keep your eye on. But I know he's getting older. I know a lot of Chiefs fans will prefer an Allen Robinson over a Jarvis Landry, but I would be happy either way. Those are 2 solid number 2 wide receivers going in if KC can pull one of them. Now let's jump into the next one. It's the most common one that's been rumored to go to KC, Juju Smith-Schuster. Now, his free agency targets have been quiet, and this is why I think the second-tier wide receivers will start flying off the board. It'll be day 2, day 3, and he's rumored with the Eagles as well, so that'll be interesting to see. That's the sexy pick a lot of people want KC to go for because he's another 25-year-old wide receiver. You could sign him to a short-term deal at maybe 1 or 2 years, $8 million, and see how that pans out, and then extend him towards the future. Again, nothing wrong with it. I would love it because Juju is a good possession receiver, a good slot receiver too, which is what KC would need. He knows how to take advantage of the inside. He works perfectly there. So again, another wide receiver I would not be upset with. Now, last wide receiver. One I think is surprising, but one, again, I would not be upset with. I love these receivers rumored to KC. I just hope one of them comes here. If not, surprise me. Two of them. And this one is Marcus Valdes-Scantling. Now, a lot of people don't like him either, but again, I think he's a big improvement over D-Rob. I think he's even an improvement over a Byron Pringle. Now, we could discuss this in the comments down below because I know a lot of people would prefer a Pringle, but Pringle's gonna get paid. Let's just be real with it. And if he doesn't, he's coming back to KC on the deal that we want him to be on. So that would be a positive. But Scantling, woo, speed. Woo! Speed. He knows how to fly down the field, and he would fit in this offense because you already got burners and a Tyreek Hill and a McCole Hardman. Good luck trying to chase this track team. That's what the Chargers are trying to do, and KC knows how to rebolster that receiving core. Scantling, he would fit in perfect. And now, was there one more? There was kind of, and I'm going to slide this in because I don't know if I'm buying it too much, and this wasn't even a rumor like that, but it was more of a betting odds, which you got to kind of keep your eyes on because it's interesting because Vegas knows more stuff than any of us. Let's just be real on that. And Cordero Patterson, he had a plus 350 to come to KC. That's the second highest behind Atlanta. So, or lowest, my bad, behind Atlanta, which is kind of weird because we not heard too much rumors about it or expected it, and for him to have that type of betting odds to go to KC makes you think a little bit. He would definitely help out in the return game. He would definitely help out in the backfield, and he would definitely help out being a receiving back out of the backfield too. So I wouldn't be upset with it, and I don't think he would command too much money because he is over 30. Even though he had an amazing year, I don't think it would be that crazy to get him to come to KC. Let's just see if those betting odds are actually legit. It's going to be interesting to see down the line. And now we're going to flip to the last one, which I saved this for last because I know this is what a lot of people will cut out of the video, but I can understand the reasoning behind it. The first thing we started our day off today was Frank Clark might be in KC and he might restructure. And that got a lot of Chiefs Kingdom like livid because that's not how they wanted to start their day. They want to hear about rumors, signing, potential new free agents coming in. And now we hear Frank Clark coming back when we're trying to save money, trying to get that contract away from us, trying to get that player away from us. I get it. But relax again because this could be a really smart move if you think about it. Look at his contract. If we were to cut him, we would still owe him $13.5 million. If KC can somehow, some way, basically cut that contract to what they were going to be in dead money, why not keep him? Like, you're going to owe him that regardless, so you might as well have him play that year out and just hope for the best and hope he brings production. That's how I would roll with it, and I see why the Chiefs are trying to do it. It's, will Frank Clark bite on that? Because who knows? He might think his value might be higher, and he might try it somewhere else. And if he does, hey, it is what it is. We owe him the debt. We are dead in the cap anyways. But if he wants to go for it, and he mentioned after the season, KC is his home. How much is it his home though? We'll have to wait and see. And I will close this video off with this last one. This we get Chiefs Kingdom ecstatic if it happens. But the rumors are swirling with pass rushers, Zadarious Smith. He was cut today by Green Bay. We all saw it coming. They couldn't afford his $15.6 million cap hit. And now it looks like we're not coming to KC, but he's the top priority, they say, with KC, and they're going to do anything to get him. I hope that's true because even at that, if you keep a Frank Clark and a Zadarious Smith and then Chris Jones in the middle, and then somehow, some way bring a Melvin Ingram back, that whole thing switches up and that line is rebolstered. Even as Zadarious Smith helps out Frank Clark immensely. Like, he'll be single covered a lot. I don't know if he was last year. I haven't looked in the tape, but it would help. Chris Jones too. So think about that because Frank Clark, yes, he is not what we expected, but again, if we take a lot of pressure off of him, he might like give us 6 to 8 sacks. Just hope on that. And then as Zadarious Smith, he is a top 5 pass rusher in the league. I hope KC is really going after him because that would be huge. That would change the defense. It's kind of like what KC did when they wanted to remodel the defense after Bob Sutton left. They went and got a Frank Clark to be a pass rusher and a Tyrann Mathieu. You could see the same kind of turnaround too. They went and got a Justin Reid. Now do you get a Zadarious Smith to help the pass rush? That's what it's looking like. That's what I hope. But let me know in the comments down below. Free agency, it's been quiet. We did end up getting Justin Reid. Let me know who you want to get in this free agency. There is still a lot of talent left out there. Be patient, Chiefs Kingdom. This thing is not over. Chargers had fun today. Jacksonville had fun today. Miami, the Jets, They need to. They need to rebolster that team and get them to the next level. Casey's already there. They just need to fill in pieces. Be patient. But with that, please be sure to subscribe to the channel because I will be checking in with you daily. Also, give me a big thumbs up and like this video. And with that, I'm taking out. You guys take care. Peace.